Now, this is the real meaning of daring abroad, a perfect example of daring abroad. At age 27, Joy Wanja is already excelling in running her own business.
Being a small business owner is very hands-on.
She owns a daycare known as Joyful Days Academy, and Wanja was one of our high-profile speakers at our just concluded Daring Abroad Investment Forum in Houston. So Joy Wanja is our main guest on today's show as we bring you the highlights of our forums here in the US.
So my first step that I took when I was 24, I started this successful trucking company. When I was 26, I bought a daycare, which is what I have now, and then began to manage a rental property as well.
Wow, amazing and quite inspiring. So let's now get rolling with my one-on-one interview with Wanja. Great. So here is Joy Wanja's journey, and welcome once again.
Thank you.
Yes, that was a very inspiring speech at the forum, and we'll be coming to that once again. So let's begin by asking, how did you come to the US? When was this, and what brought you to the US?
Yeah, so I came in 2001 when I was 3. I came because my parents went to graduate school at LSU, Louisiana State University. My dad got his doctorate degree and my mom got her master's, and then after they were done with school, they stayed in the United States and began to work. So we've been here ever since.
You came to the United States at the age of 3?
Yes.
So wewe ni Marekani tu kabisa?
Pretty much.
Kiswahili?
Kabisa.
Hujasahau Kiswahili ama umejifunzia huku?
No, sijasahau, hata najua mother tongue.
Hala? Eneatia?
Inakustusha. Nikwega?
Nikwega. So hizi lugha zote ulijifunza before you came here or when you are here?
So nilijua Swahili in Kenya, and then nilikuja huku sijasahau. Alafu Kimeru, it's interesting, wasasi, they didn't teach us. My sister and I learned by listening to them talk to each other over the years. And they didn't even know that we knew Kimeru. Yeah.
But nimekuongelesha Kikuyu.
They're very similar. They're very, very similar, yeah.
So yes, that was an inspiring speech. You know, you have been into the finance sector, in management. Now you are running your own business. People may want to understand, so how did you venture into that? Let's begin by your journey, the education. What did you study and how did you end up into business?
Yeah, so in undergraduate, I studied finance at Purdue University. And then in graduate school, I went to Indiana University, Kelley School of Business. Loved my time there. And I studied finance there as well. And then I began law school at Loyola University of Chicago.
So finance and law?
Yes.
Wow. Why the two? What was the reasoning behind it?
So finance was because I've always known that I want to go into business. So it just made sense to study, money, how to make money, how to create wealth, how to keep money. And then law, I don't know, I love law. It's a passion. Like that one, I didn't have anything specific except just for enjoyment.
So after completing your studies, were you employed?
Yes. So my full-time work career has consisted of working in management consulting. Most recently, I worked at one of the Big 4 firms. And then before that, I was working in banking. I was a vice president at a bank at their headquarters in Chicago.
Vice president. At what age?
25.
At 25, you are already a vice president of a bank.
Yeah.
Which bank maybe you'd like to?
Northern Trust Bank.
Okay, Trust Bank.
Northern Trust. Yeah.
Northern Trust Bank. Well done. Well done. I'm impressed. And then, so are you still employed before going to the business side of your...
I'm in consulting now.
You're still consulting.
Yeah.
Come to your business now. Joyful Days Preschool Academy.
Yes.
Have I got it right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you begin it? At a young age?
Yeah, so I was looking for businesses for sale in the Houston area, and I didn't know which business I would buy. I was just looking at which ones are the most profitable. And then consistently, daycares were near the top because they stay, pretty consistent throughout all seasons. They don't really fluctuate up and down with the economy or with the different seasons of the year. So once I saw this one for sale and saw that it was, profitable, it was doing well, it was very stable, like the employees had, high retention rate, no turnover. I thought it was a good deal, so I just went ahead with it.
How did you get the seed money, the seed capital?
I saved the money from working.
So you bought this out of your savings?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it can be done?
It can, it can. Yes, it can.
What would you tell your fellow young people who may want to venture into business? Because many people will say, I don't have the money.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I should have mentioned this earlier. Another reason why I wanted to study finance, when you're looking at which majors give you the highest salary after school, finance is consistently at the top if you're comparing just, 4-year degrees without any graduate school. So doing that, studying finance and then getting a well-paying job after and then saving up to purchase a business was my game plan. Would
you want to share with us how much it was?
No,
you bought for?
I don't like to talk numbers.
Okay, numbers. So tell us about the business, Joyful Days Preschool and Daycare. What does it do?
So we take care of kids from 6 months old to 12 years of age. All throughout the day. So usually when parents are working or just when they're busy, when they have errands to run, when kids come to, for example, we have some kids that are here only for the summer because they're visiting their grandparents, that sort of thing. Then they come here. During the summer, we have lots of fun activities. We have field trips for them. They go to like museums around the city, the zoo, roller skating parks, bowling, things like that. And then during the school year, we have a curriculum for the ones that stay here all day, the ones that are not old enough for school yet. So like in the morning, they work on homework, math, reading, that sort of thing, and then have fun in the afternoon. We provide all the meals for them throughout the day, the snacks, and then we also provide transportation to and from the local schools.
Wow.
We take them to school from here in the morning, and then we pick them up from school and bring them here in the afternoon with our daycare transportation.
Wow, well done. So you are a big employer. Is it correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to think that. I hope I am.
How many people have you employed?
Over the whole span, I would say maybe 20.
20?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite commendable. It's not.
Thank you.
It's a big number.
Thank you.
Yeah, and how is it for you? Is it a bed of roses? How is it?
So one thing I didn't notice is that being a small business owner is very hands-on. You get very close with the employees. You get to know them really well, the things that they're going through in their life, their challenges. And then it has the normal challenges of any kind of relationship.
They become like your family.
Exactly, exactly. So it's not always a bed of roses. There is ups and downs. But at the end of the day, we're all here for the same goal, right?
It's your passion.
Exactly.
Yeah, and are there maybe the do's and don'ts if you are in this business, because you are dealing with kids. So what are some of the do's and don'ts? What are some of the things that will make you survive in the business or be kicked out?
Yeah, so customer service is the most important thing when you're dealing with the parents and the families. The phrase that the customer is always right is so true. Because like at the forum on Saturday, I believe it was Elsa that said, one unhappy customer makes you lose 100 customers. One happy customer, you gain 10 customers.
Wow.
So, having a parent that's unhappy because either their child came home complaining about something or, something with like the tuition rates and stuff, offering like a discount or something to make up for it goes a long way because you don't want to lose a customer that was, a repeat customer that's been here a long time.
Wow.
I would say that's a very, very big tip. And then also creating a relationship, a bond with the families because they want to feel like their child is in trusted hands. You're dealing with the most important thing to them. It's not, it's not just an item or a number. So making sure that, they feel like this is home, that the kids love to come here, that they're having lots of fun.
Wow. And are there other Kenyans doing what you are doing here?
No, I don't know a single Kenyan doing it.
So you are in your own class. That's quite exemplary, Joy.
Thank you.
Well done. What can you tell your fellow Gen Zs? You are Gen Z. Those who want to venture into business, probably you had the advantage of having done consultancy, saved, but there are those who probably have nowhere to begin. They have no savings, but they want to venture into business. How do they start?
I would say that they could get a loan with a bank, so to make sure that their credit score is high, that they don't have collections on their accounts, to really work on paying things on time, and then applying for a loan at a bank, or to do creative financing, which is where you find private investors that are interested in earning passive income, that will trust you enough to say, here's some money, invest it for me, and this is the interest rate I want back, or whichever deal you work out to pay them back with.
Wow. And can anyone just venture into a business?
I think so, because I didn't know much about this industry before I joined, and I was able to learn. So I think as long as you put in the effort to learn as much as you can, and I really took time to study, like on my own, things to do, things not to do, especially with the fact that this is very highly regulated with state, because it deals with children. So the government's very heavily involved. So I do think everybody can do any industry if they put in the effort to learn what they need to learn.
Great, well done. Let's cut into Joy's speech at the Daring Abroad Investment Forum in Houston. Remember, that was our 29th edition of this series. Take a look.
There's 3 pillars, right, of a new investment. The first one is having the idea. The second one is having the opportunity. And then the third one would be acquiring the finances to make it successful. If you don't have the idea, that's fine. You can look online, which is one thing I did. I would look for like businesses that are for sale, network with other business owners, and sometimes they'll let you know like who wants to retire, who wants to exit. And then also, sometimes I just study successful business people and look at the steps that they've taken and make note of like what I can do to replicate what they've done. And then the second pillar would be the opportunity, right? So you might have like a super great idea, but it's not in the correct geographic market, or there's too many entrance barriers and it's probably not going to be successful. So that's a very big thing to look at, to do the research needed to find out whether there's an opportunity to succeed.
Wow, so Wanja has done it and you can do it as well. Just make the first step. Great. As I had indicated to you earlier, our forum in Houston was very interactive, and many thanks to our partners who made it happen. One of the issues that was discussed was insurance. Insuring yourself here in the diaspora and your folks back home. Patrick Okinda unpacked how you can work with AAR insurance. He will also highlight to us the issue of repatriation, evacuation, and last mile expense, and how you can work with Birdview Insurance.
If you normally have a lot of out-of-pocket expenses to take care of medical bills of your parents, probably you are spending much more than what you will spend if you just bought an insurance cover for those people that you pay for medical bills. The thing is, you need to sit down with us, have a Zoom call, or when you're in Kenya, we can discuss and show you the various products that you can get. Seniors cover is the premium package for AR insurance, where your parents, your seniors back in Kenya can access the Tier 1 hospitals in Kenya. But also we have other covers like Shwari and other covers that can also accommodate the Tier 2 hospitals, which can also help you to save. So you can always get something with your budget. These products are basically meant to help you while living here in the US or abroad. If you are interested in helping to distribute these products, you can reach out so that we can link you with Birdview. Because in spreading this gospel, Birdview is looking out for agents who can help them to connect with communities and do more of education before you people can go ahead and purchase these covers. Because what we believe in the concept of marketing financial services is first making sure that we sell the confidence and we showcase the products and we give you an opportunity to ask questions so that you make an informed decision.
Quite timely, and remember the theme of our forums is Beyond Remittances. Our real estate partners addressed how you can invest better in the real estate sector in Kenya. What are some of the new opportunities away from the normal? Take a look.
We offer access to investment opportunities, to avenues to create passive income, avenues to create generational wealth, avenues to grow your net worth, and communities where you want to bring up your family, communities where you want to retire, communities that are world class and that are comparable to the quality of life anywhere in the world.
But we have quite a large selection of projects these days, but all based within Tartu City in Kiambu County. Kenyans in the diaspora are always very keen to invest back home, and the remittances in 2024 have totaled $5 billion, and it's a big income source for us, but we want to make sure that people can get what they want. We can give them various payment terms, that they can find the right property for them, and we can explain also the financial models and the returns on investment that are available in Kenya that they may not be aware of, and how they can achieve that.
Finally, at our Houston Forum, our chief guest was Ambassador Ezra Chiloba, Kenya's Consul General in Los Angeles, and he highlighted organizing diaspora capital for Kenya's economic growth.
The United States offers a lot of opportunity for growth for individuals as well as corporations. Now, what I noticed, however, is that a lot of diaspora communities make decisions on investment without adequate information, especially when it comes to strategic investments. And the idea then is, how do you enable the diaspora community to invest properly? So our role becomes, one is to create a platform for information sharing. A lot of the diaspora community here, people work as individuals. But if they came together as a team or groups or companies, I think they can be able to raise enough capital to effectively participate in the PPP projects that are potentially available in Kenya, such as healthcare, putting up hospitals, for example, manufacturing of drugs and medical equipment, energy sector. How do we make sure that we learn from the green energy investment that we see in California and translate that within our economies? Even the road sector itself, the government has been keen on looking at how we can use PPPs to improve our road infrastructure. Talk about water and sewerage system in our cities. We can organize our capital in the United States as a diaspora communities, either as individuals or companies or groups, to be able to tap in this potential. But also, you have to look at the United States as the center of investment. And even most importantly, the Olympics and the World Cup are coming up in Los Angeles. World Cup is 2026, Olympics is 2028, and there's a lot of activities going on in terms of investment. What I would like to encourage the diaspora community here is that do not look at the Olympics as a sporting event, just as a sporting event where our athletes come and we win medals and go home. We need to start looking at the Olympics as an investment opportunity where we have things to sell, we have services to offer in the run-up to the Olympics and even after the Olympics. So how do we organize ourselves to tap into these opportunities? So there's something I call organizing capital. A capital comes in different forms. When you are here in the United States, you can look at capital as money. You can also look at capital as knowledge, look at capital as your relations with the different strategic partners. You can look at capital in terms of the technology that you deploy. But we need to organize all this to make sure that it generates value. And then my favorite point usually is there's a lot of information gap between what the diaspora knows and what potential investors who are non-Kenyans know about Kenya. And that's the very reason why we actually set up an organization within California. We call it the California Investment Council, to become a platform for information sharing about investment opportunities and how we can leverage our presence here to exploit opportunities in Kenya. Also, I would like to commend the work that Chams Media is doing by organizing these forums, basically sharing information that is necessary for the diaspora community to make informed investment decisions. And we may need to continue doing this over the long run. we want to see as a consulate here, each state is organized in a way, or it creates a platform for us to reach them, for folks like Chams Media to reach them with the relevant information around investment opportunities.
Wow, what a forum in Houston. And now we are in Newark, New Jersey for our second leg of the forums. Don't miss out. And before we wind up this show, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Centum Real Estate. Special thanks to Centum Real Estate, who are our anchor sponsor. And also to thank Kenya Airways, Safari Link, and Kenya Wildlife Service for giving raffle tickets for holiday and air tickets back home in Kenya. Many thanks for watching the show, and see you again next weekend. Bye-bye.